bucks. Pound my friends in a big black truck. I'm Vanessa, I like salsa. I'm a dancer, dancer. You pay fees for my big show in Ibiza for my lead show. I don't do arguments in my relationships. I'm lit. You don't want me standing on this, then say something. I'm rich. It don't make no sense how I make this. I'm lit. I don't do two-face unless the face card on my wrist. She 808. She 808. She 808. She 808.
Today on EA Sports, it's Week 7 of the NFL on EA Sports. The Cleveland Browns taking on the Cincinnati Bengals.
We are just a stone's throw from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and it is rocking and rolling here at Huntington Bank Field in downtown Cleveland. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. They'll be led out by their quarterback, a first-round pick back in April's draft.
And I thought in last week's game, he found a way to win like a good pitcher without his best stuff. I mean, he did throw 2 interceptions, offset by 1 touchdown pass. Not the ratio, not the numbers you're really looking for as a QB. But finding a way to win, that's all that really matters.
They will start this drive with Ford. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. Charles, something we talked about last week, when you start believing whether you're in the midst of a special season or not. Well, now they're at 6-0. Are you still trying to tamp down the expectations in that locker room?
Well, to me, it's less about tamping down expectations and much more about not getting ahead of yourself as a team. And look, they got to play each game individually, right? Many teams talk about being 1-0 at the end of each and every game each week. To me, you got to understand you cannot win the Super Bowl in October.
That's really good play design right there, and it's one that comes down to the offensive line. It's a deep in route, but it's only going to work if that line gives you time in the pocket to wait for the route to develop. Mission accomplished there as they pick up the first down.
Here's a run on first down that doesn't accomplish anything. In fact, he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of 1. The Browns at 6-0. What a start to the season for them. And they have certainly got it rolling as of late. Winners of 6 in a row.
And I think this is where, as a head coach, you show your team some trust instead of just talk about winning, the very...
This is caught inside the 15. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
We expected this defense to be tested by this passing game coming into this one. And there's an example on this first possession of the game.
Zach Taylor's made the decision. He's going to go ahead and throw out the red challenge flag. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. The handoff to Ford up the middle. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
On third down, he'll drop to throw toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So on fourth down, Kevin Stefanski trots out the field goal unit. From the left hash, a 31-yard attempt. And his kick is indeed good, and the Browns are out to a 3-0 lead. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals make their way out on offense for the first time, led by their fifth-year quarterback out of LSU, Joe Burrow.
Well, the silver lining from last week, he played phenomenally, kept the ball clean, and led them to the end zone several times. You know these NFL quarterbacks, though, they trade away all those touchdowns if it meant getting the win. That's his focus this week.
Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10. At their 25-yard line, they defer to Brown to start the drive. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up second down. The numbers there for Brown from a week ago. 14 carries, 61 yards.
Not a horrendous week last week running the ball, but definitely room for improvement for their numbers. No doubt they made some slight adjustments to how they're going to call plays this week in hopes they can kick those numbers up a notch.
And he'll take this to the 32, a gain of about 3. Here's 3rd and 3. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Now a short one to Gesicki. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. And the Browns' pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Myles Garrett in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. In motion, Aguilar. And he'll get it here on the touch pass. Able to slither by. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. 18 yards on that one, and the Bengals are moving. First down.
And that's something you have to get ready for defensively because in today's NFL, teams will use their wide receivers on jet sweeps, end arounds. They'll move it back in the backfield to make them running backs. Partner, this was much more of a tap pass, but effective nonetheless.
And I think both guys love it. If you're a quarterback, it's an easy completion. If you're a wide receiver, you get the easy reception and also a chance to try to make a play with your feet. From midfield now, Burrow. Now a short one to Gesicki. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Well, this defense for the Browns, they were quite formidable in the win over Philly a week ago.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. They'll wind up losing a couple yards here on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's 2nd down. You talk about this Bengals defense. And they're a unit that struggled some against the run, no doubt, coming in 25th out of 32 teams.
And when people talk about facing a challenge, they are certainly getting one in this ball game because they are facing the #1 rushing unit in the NFL, which means it's going to be a contest they've got to be prepared for from the first snap.
A gain there of 21 yards.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
They run with Ford. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. C.J. Mosley getting to him behind the line of scrimmage there.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Again, they turn to Ford. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
That'll go as a pickup of 8. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. This is Ford. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. And our statistician, Ben Ramsauer, just held up 3 fingers to remind me he now has 3 tackles for a loss. We're only in the first quarter.
Well, Ben's got it detailed perfectly. He always gives us the right stats. I'd love to be on the offense's headset right now because what you're hearing is, can someone please block him? Come up with a scheme. Come up with something. Make sure you block him because he's disrupting everything.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Justin Jefferson, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Boy, just zero hesitation from the rookie passer there. And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows to 10-0. So this drive spans 7 plays. And it was all capped off by Justin Jefferson's touchdown reception. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive. And they are back down to the 500 mark after 2 straight losses. And, Charles, this is a team that, to be frank, their play has really dropped off the last couple of weeks.
And, Brandon, I think there's a sense around the building that they can't let this losing streak get any worse than it is. Because if they were to lose here and fall below 500, then you're playing catch-up the rest of the way. They've got to take a stand and make it stop right now.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. An inside give, Brown. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. From the 44-yard line, here's a 2nd and 8. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Myles Garrett, now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. They'll look to throw here. And this is going to be incomplete.
That certainly looks like nothing to show now from these first 2 possessions. And guess what? When you're on a losing streak, that can lead to a full sense of, here we go again. So on the sidelines, the offensive play callers, quarterback, they've got to get together and dial something up to start their next drive. Otherwise, it could be a long game.
It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. So here are the Browns to take over. Their win streak at 6 coming in and counting as they've got the lead right now beginning this drive 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw, eluding the pressure right. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down.
That's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
And he's going to have a Browns 1st down as the tackle made at about the 43-yard line.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. On to the 2nd from Cleveland. It's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with 2nd down and less than a yard. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI. So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
And he's got it down to the 28. Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd and 6. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And he rifles one incomplete.
And I think he was a little surprised to see the ball sitting out there like that. That's a ball he had a chance to come away with, but it winds up an incomplete pass.
Escaping the pressure right. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down.
Now that's a quarterback who's in charge out there right now. Wants to throw the ball on 3rd down. Doesn't find anyone open, tucks it away, takes off, and picks up the 1st down. Not by a little, but by plenty.
And he'll take this one down near the 15. Cameron Sample there to make the play defensively.
They just keep trying, but so far, finding no room for him to run.
None whatsoever. In fact, you run the numbers. He's under 3 yards a carry at the moment. Flush to his right. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, get some 9 yards and a first. Charles, in the past, a lot of people called this offense one-dimensional.
I think you did.
Well,
I think it was you.
I'll be honest, I did. I think the fan base is hoping with this young rookie that they can put some wrinkles in this offense like we... And he's going to lose a yard or two, taken down behind the line. Trey Hendrickson showing off his pass rush repertoire that time.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be 3rd and goal now.
And, Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
Yeah, boy, a good surge defensively. It'll depend on the mark, but I'm not sure he got there. Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal. They'll try and run for it with Ford. And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Jerome Ford, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Browns' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. This defense held out as long as they could, but ultimately the running game wears them down from the 1-yard line.
And that gets set up throughout the entire drive, doesn't it? And when you put those big bodies and determination into that carry, the end result, touchdown.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes our score 17-0. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it ends with a touchdown for Cleveland. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And he'll wisely just take a knee here. This ball will come out to the 30-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. They're down 17-0, really needing to find that offensive spark on this drive as they have it with a 1st and 10. Now it's Burrow. Now a short one to Gesicki. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. In motion right is Aguilar. And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. Now Burrow. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Bengals 1st down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches. This is Brown going up the middle. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down. And we got a pause following the play because it appears a member of the Bengals in some discomfort. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Here we go. This is 2nd and 8. Burrow looking to pass. He'll get this to his tight end, Gesicki. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down. Now it's Burrow. Oh, now a strip. He loses the football. Does the big boy have the juice? And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for a Browns TD. Well, Charles, not only did they fumble the football, but they're starting to fumble away their chances here a little bit. We've got a 3-score ball game now here in the 1st half.
And the last thing you want to do, partner, is help the other team with what are avoidable turnovers. You want to hang on to the football because you're already playing against a good team. You're just making it easier for them by giving them extra opportunities.
Extra point splits the uprights, and a rout is on here in this 1st half. Here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this off...
Down the numbers. There he goes. Jamar Chase, and all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Jamar Chase, 75 yards. And the Bengals are able to cut into that deficit. I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that. Man, one play, 75 yards, end zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, one play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line.
Here comes the Browns offense back onto the field. They have to be pleased with the way that they moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
They'll start on the ground here on first down.
And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be second down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete.
A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
They're going to look to throw. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. Well, that's how you convert on third down with an explosive gain of 34.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. On the ground, it's Ford. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A well-executed 22-yard gain. They'll set up a throw. They'll roll him out right. Over the middle, hauled in by Campbell. Nice gain of 8 that time, and it's 2nd and goal.
And I think he just wanted to get the ball to one of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area. And after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
Ford is into the end zone for a Browns touchdown.
And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
So that drive 7 plays in length. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run.
And he'll wisely just take a knee here. This ball will come out to the 30-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
throwing now. Burrow on first down. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Brown. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And a nice gain of 21 yards. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 41. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Now a short one to Gesicki. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll make it 2nd down. Throwing again, it's Burrow. He's going to have the hook up here to Chase. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 26. Burrow will throw. Over the middle, he's got Gesicki, the big 6'5" tight end. And he's brought down, but not before a gain of 13, down to the 13. 1st and 10 in the red zone. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Here's Burrow. That's complete. Once again, it's Gesicki. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. To the sideline, and it's caught, but boy, he's out of bounds. And they try to get him into space coming out of the backfield, but it'll be 3rd down. To the air again, Burrow. And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. Myles Garrett. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call.
So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
So we have reached halftime here in Cleveland with the Browns on top. As we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as some of the division races starting to take shape as we look around the NFL here in week number 7. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta. And that one finds the Falcons out in front. The Falcons trying to finish that one off and claim victory. From there, it's up to Highmark Stadium. Check in on the Bills. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. The Titans trying to gut this one out as it would be a good victory for them if they could get it. Finally, let's get up to the place they call Titletown, Green Bay, Wisconsin, to see what's happening with the Packers. And this one going the visitors' way as the Texans have the lead in that one. The former Bengal, Joe Mixon, with a touchdown run.
The Bucs set to get the football first, and they trail here as we get started in the second half.
And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback.
The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3.
And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Play action. It's Burrow. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball.
that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
On 3rd and 1, Burrow. And he is caught and able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. First down. Here's Burrow. Now a short one to Gesicki. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Burrow on play action. Looking deep here for Chase. Oh, what a read on the outside as it's intercepted. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And the Browns are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line.
Well, they're certainly in a bad way right now. Not so bad that you can call this one over already, but bad enough that you know you can't toss an interception to open the second half. This just ratchets up the pressure on this team's defense right now.
They go play action here on first down. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
Again, it's Burrow on 2nd and 10. Here's Higgins out on the right side. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
He'll look to Gesicki on the out route. Ball is caught.
And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. They'll try and throw forward with Burrow. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. On 1st and 10, here's Brown. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Well, another modest gain there on that one. And I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, partner? Because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. They'll have to do it by throwing the football and hope to have success through the air.
From the gun on 3rd down is Burrow.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd.
But with the score where it is, you're not thinking field goals right now. You need touchdowns. So that was a much-needed conversion there on 3rd down.
Now Burrow on 1st down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he's going to have a gain of 11 to the 11 before he's brought down. 1st and 10. This is Brown on the draw play. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. A gain of 3, 2nd down. They'll set up to throw. Going to throw right side here, complete. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
3rd and 3.
back to throw. He's got it. He appears to be about 2 feet short on 3rd and 3. Leaves him with a 4th and 1. Line of scrimmage, the 2. They can still get a first down if they just get a yard out of this on 4th and very short.
They're going to run for it. It's Moss.
And he's not going to get there. Might have even lost a yard. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any 4th down stop is a big momentum play.
50 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. Now 2nd and 3.
On play action, they'll throw. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Now, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away. Turns into a nice play.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Back to throw here. Rolling to his right. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
At this point, this offense feels like they could just roll out anything, and it would work. They are certainly in no hurry for this one to end. Not when they can rack up some stats and continue to add to their lead.
That's down the field for Jefferson.
And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
3rd quarter action. Appreciate you joining us from Cleveland, Ohio. 2nd and 10. That one out wide and intercepted. It's DJ Turner who's got it.
And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. They've got a pretty comfortable lead right now, but maybe a little too careless with the football that time for the rookie.
I think the key word there is comfortable. And there's 2 schools of thought on it. With that type of a lead, maybe you can take a few more chances because you have a cushion. Others will tell you, don't eat up the cushion with careless play. He'll learn to ride that line as he moves on in his career.
And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, it just can't get off the ground. And that play, it wound up losing yardage.
On 2nd down, Burrow. Now a short one to Gesicki.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Now a short one to Gesicki. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the 3rd down conversion. They will throw on first down with Burrow. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. A nice little screen. They get 6 on first down.
This is a 2nd and 4. Ball at the 9. In motion, Aguilar. Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here.
And this Browns defense coming to life. They get him behind the line for a 2nd straight play. And for the Browns, a nickel set here on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
McPherson's kick is good.
And that will finish off this 3rd quarter of play. And they will not have time to get another play in here as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The kicking team out now for the Bengals as they'll send this one away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And this crowd has certainly liked what they've seen. Their guys fully expected to win this one coming in, and they have not disappointed as they've got the big lead here in the fourth. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Now back to throw. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. The tally there, -8 yards. Leads to 4th down as well. The Browns send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. And he is down at the 48, a pickup of 4 that started at 148-yard line and ended at the other. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. The offense on 3rd down, they've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Looking to throw. And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. Myles Garrett, my goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really turning in an incredible performance.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
Here we go. It's Burrow on 4th down. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. Well, I guess an interception at this point on 4th down is just as bad as an incomplete pass. Either way, the ball goes over the other side.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in this late in the game, and there's not a whole lot he can do there. And he winds up giving the ball away.
For the Browns, good starting field position as they have it 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it 3rd down at 6. They'll look to throw. And he'll let this one go deep for Chark. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's the guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Burrow's throw caught by Higgins. And Higgins is going to have a Bengals 1st down as he's up to the 24. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Again, it's Burrow. And he comes back with one complete. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Now Burrow. And the Browns' pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down. Now it's Burrow. Now a short one to Gesicki. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. A short throw there pulled in by All. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line. And that is not near enough. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. Now, they've clearly made a conscious decision here to be more aggressive in the late stages of this game here in the 2nd half.
And I get it. In this situation, you know, if you want to be aggressive out near midfield, you feel good about your defense maybe, or just, hey, I thought I had a proper play call. But how about the guys that just stopped them? How good do they feel right now? Hey, you want to go for it here? We shut you down? They're over on the bench right now feeling great.
And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 67 yards rushing for him now as he's toted it 21 times.
Well, I don't think there's any question, Brandon, at this stage, the stop troops, the defensive guys, they've got to use their 3 timeouts here. They've got to stop them and get the ball back.
Yeah, if you're in that 2 to 3 score deficit window that they're in now, you got to get it ASAP.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Stop them, use your timeouts. Easier to move the ball on offense without timeouts than to stop them on defense without using them.
On 2nd down now, it's Ford. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Justin Jefferson with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Browns add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Point after here coming up. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. 5 plays there on that drive. And it was all capped off by Justin Jefferson's touchdown reception. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. Meanwhile, Burrow's throw here taken in by Gesicki. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Got him in. It's Brown. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. Here is 3rd down and 4. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. 3rd and 4. Burrow looking to pass. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Here we go.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. Now a short one to Gesicki. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Throwing now, Burrow on 1st down. He'll get this to his tight end, Gesicki. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. From the red zone now, here's Burrow 1st down. Over the middle, that's caught by Chase. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this fourth quarter.
Now a 2nd and 6.
Throwing again, it's Burrow. And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. And with just inside of 10 seconds to go, they'll burn their final timeout. 9 seconds left. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Now it's Burrow.
And that is going to officially draw the curtain on this one as the last throw intercepted. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And the Browns are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
The Browns drive about to get started.
And it's all but certain that this win streak is going to extend another week. Just another tremendous performance in this one. And he's going to have a Browns 1st down as he gets us up past the 30 to the 32.
So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for Cleveland, their winning ways continue as they get it up to 7-0. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, they fall a game under the 500 mark at 3-4 through 7 games. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. It's a win for the Browns, and they're happy in the dog pound as we say so long from Cleveland.
I think he knows when I play with him like that, when I say to him like that, have my fun with him like that. I think he knows when I play with him like that, when I say to him like that, that he's coming right back. She's a provocateur, dance floor connoisseur. We
ice cream with Shanti playing in AMG. Let it rain on me. On my head, boys, I'm on my knees like that. Lord, please pray for me. Save your grace for me.
Say, boy, what you want? Get that, get that, get that. Shoot in my mouth, shoot in my and one. Okay, on the real, I'ma take his out. I'ma take him from his. On the real, I think he knows.
I think he knows. When I play with him like that. I think he knows. When I save him like that. He's wrapped around my pinky finger, watching the way I move. More power than on. And he knows it's true. When I play with him like that. When I play with him like that. Play with him like that. That he's coming right back.